Welcome to Dream of Mirror Online, also known in English as DOMO. This is an MMORPG from quite some time ago. It was first released in Taiwan in 2005, and the English localization first came out in 2007. It had been offline for quite some time. I believe its original run in English ended in 2012, and I thought that was it for it. I had no idea that a group of fans had actually asked a company called Suba Games to pick it back up in English, and it did come back online in 2015. Now, only in 2022 did I find out about that. I was talking with a friend about it and reminiscing on it and saying, you know, this video game was really Shensha inspired. There's a lot of stuff about cultivation in it and all of the different bits of Chinese mythology which you typically see in Shensha genre, and you actually do play as a Taoist. That's one of the jobs. And my friend was like, that sounds cool. Oh, hey, look, it's on Steam. And I was incredibly excited. I had no idea that an MMO this old would still be online, but it is. And I have been playing around in it for quite some time and having a blast all over again. And I thought I should do a Let's Play of this game. You cannot trust that an MMO will be around forever. It's all server-based. And I want to have a record of it. As much as I can record and show, I will show. And I will do as much as I can and have a lot of fun. So please join me in experiencing this old game, perhaps once again, or for the very first time. I hope you enjoy it. I am going to choose a server. There used to be multiple servers back in the day. I think there was Sapphire and maybe Ruby, but nowadays there's only one server. Maybe that will change someday, I don't know. I would love to see more people picking up the game because it's very relevant nowadays that Shensha and Chinese dramas and fantasy are really popular in English, as I said. So I have one character here, Mian Mian, who I've been playing as for a while. You can see that her toughest job is at level 46. She's raring to go, but we're not playing as you Mian Mian. I will be playing as Mian Mian sometimes in the Let's Play. The game does have a story. I don't know that it's like a super detailed story, but it has a story, and there are two different paths you can take. So I can take one path as Mian Mian and one path as Kamlin. This is the same character that I played as back in the day. Essentially, I've designed her to be exactly the same in appearance. And she is a Sylph, as opposed to Mian Mian, who is a human. I don't think that overall the different races you can choose from have significantly different stats. I have heard that sprites run faster. Sprites are very short, and like Toad in the Mario games, they run faster. It's just a thing. So they have all these idle animations, and they're very, very cute. They're both very exasperated with me sitting here and talking instead of playing. And one thing that's adorable is when you play as one, the other gets really annoyed. Alright, so time to get started. I created Kamlin, but I have not actually played at all with her, so hopefully this is a fresh experience. Alright. Where am I? What a strange place. Why does that old man keep staring at me? Don't be afraid, Kamlin. Old man, you know me? Of course, it was I who summoned you to this world using the mirror summoning scroll. Summoned me? What are you saying? I don't really understand. Welcome, young one from the outside world. This is not your own world. This is a dangerous land of dispute and confusion, plagued by incessant warfare and rampaging monsters. We call this world the Mirror World. Originally, this world was a mirror image of your own. It wasn't always in the state of confusion it is now. I still don't fully understand. Who are you, old man? I am the Chasm King, one of the 12 Mirror Kings. Mirror Kings? The Mirror Kings once ruled over this world, but few remain here now. This world needs your help, Kamlin, in order to return to normality. Help? What help? You chose to be a Sylph, a race blessed with beauty and intelligence who will always stand out in a crowd. The Sylphs come from the heavens. They possess many enviable talents, but are also born with a flaw. He's ignoring my question. You'll know what I mean after you've entered into this world. Old man, listen to me. Why have you brought me here? You should go to the north of this plaza and find the Sylph elder, Grandpa Bernard White. He'll be glad to see you. He's still ignoring me. When everything is finished, come back and find me. I will ensure your safety. Hey, wait! He disappeared. How come no one here listens? That business about Mirror World and Mirror Kings, I don't understand a word of it. Looks like I'll just have to try and find Grandpa Bernard White then. Alright, very quickly I need to change the HUD, otherwise I'm going to go mad. This is not how I normally arrange my HUD. Ta-da! I know you can't see the little puppy. I love it. There are a lot of little puppies and kittens running around town all the time. They're adorable. So here we are, Sylph's float, and we have extremely long flowing sleeves. We're beautiful, and our default clothing is the cutest. Sylphs are the best. I say I'm very biased because I used to be a Sylph. And you can use the scrolling thingy on your mouse or your touchpad if you're on a laptop, in order to zoom the camera in and out, which is very useful. And you can just freely control the camera by clicking the right button, holding it, and then shifting it around. So I know that looks a little weird, but the game doesn't have a very dynamic camera. Please remember that this was developed in 2005. And while it's had patches, it's still a 2005 game. You can't expect it to be the best game ever by modern standards. You have to appreciate its charm for what it is. It's very impressive for the time it came out, especially since it ran on PC. And I can say it ran pretty well on PC, although it could lag a bit sometimes. So, I guess we need to go talk to someone. This is just the summoning village. Later on we can go to the hub city, Eversun, but for now we need to do a few basic things here. And look, kitty, meow meow. Adorable. And the scenery is really cute. Again, this is basically like a GameCube game, and I like it. I will quickly address the elephant in the room when it comes to this game. The text is ridiculously small, I know. It is an unfortunate thing about this game. It's a little quirk. It's an older game, and it's a Taiwanese game. I believe what happened is that they used a Windows default font, which is a Chinese font. It's called Ming Liu, so Mingliu. And it no longer comes with modern Windows English versions. We used to get them and now we don't. You have to download the Hong Kong language pack, and it will come with the fonts which include Mingliu. Now you might say, wait, that's a Taiwanese game, why do you need the Hong Kong language font? Well, the reason you need it is because apparently, according to some users, the version of Mingliu currently offered by the Hong Kong language pack of Windows is more similar to the original one which the game came with back in 2005. It's a little frustrating, I know, but there's really nothing to be done for it unless someone like the company cares to actually patch it so you can change the font size. It's not actually possible to change the font size. It's very unfortunate. It's just the one thing, the one flaw of the game. Anyway, that's what you can do, and that will help, because otherwise Windows is going to try to use the next closest font, and it won't look good and it will be harder to read. But it's still going to be small, and it is unfortunate, especially since nowadays we all are like ergonomics and keep your PC back and up and things like that, so it's not very close to your head. But anyway, there's not much you can do. Let us talk to Grandpa White. Yes, the names are localized. Most of the names were localized, and some of them are honestly hilarious. In some later areas of the games, the original Chinese names are kept intact, but a lot of characters have localized names, and you just have to put up with it. Welcome, newcomer. I'm glad to see you. Greetings, Grandpa White. You know, his name is probably Bai. Grandpa, what is the matter? No, nothing. We Sylphs are descendants of the gods, born with noble blood and distinguished powers. I will teach you more about this later. Yes. Child, you are very energetic. Strange. Could you be the one? Grandpa, I'm afraid I don't really understand what you're saying. Oh, nothing, don't mind me. As you're new here, you'll need some time to adjust. I have prepared some little monsters in the north for you to fight. You should go there now and try out your skills. Are you willing to accept this challenge? Of course. If you finish this challenge, remember to bring back at least 5 of the items the monsters drop as proof. This beginner's dagger and gloves may help you. Keep your wits about you and don't go too far. Let's see, where do I go to fight the poo-poo monsters? I don't have any more questions. How do you put on equipment? I'll show you that. Where do I go to fight them exactly? You can find the poo-poos to the north of the village. You can see where they are on the mini-map on the top right of the screen. I'll teach you how to zoom in and out on the mini-map. It's fine, I know how to do it. That just makes it transparent. Can you see the poo-poo? It's right there. Directly click on the place you want to go to and you will automatically go there. The zoom in and zoom out buttons are all lined up at the bottom of the mini-map. You can try them out for yourself. Let's see. No, I don't have any more questions. Good, go at once. I'll be waiting here. All right, so for now, we have our inventory here. I like to put my inventory here. We have a beginner's dagger and gloves. They give you a little bit more defense. Of course, you're a beginner, you're level 1, so everything only has 1 defense. And then you have attack speed 5%, that'll make your attack a little faster. And for +2, the +2 in green is a special attribute that shows up on weapons, and everything has durability. You eventually have to buy or make new stuff. That's very simple. For now, I'm just going to show you what the full map looks like. It always has stuff marked out on it to show you where to go. And here we are, you can auto walk. I love this feature, it's the best. Just sit back and watch the scenery. It's a very useful feature, and honestly, for a game this old, the auto walk feature is done pretty well. Alright, so we have to fight some enemies. Poo-poos are the sort of iconic enemy of this game. They're actually the icon for the game launcher itself, and they're also they're a mascot of the series. And I think some games, local versions, actually were called Poo-poo at some point. They're very adorable, I love them. So here is the poo-poo. We need to fight it. It is level 2. It's a commoner and non-elemental. There are jobs in the game, everything has jobs, etc. Okay, so here we have I leveled up. Alright, so I'm just very quickly going to be playing with this because I have certain places I like to go with this. You have actually 4 of these hotkey things you can use to put different skills on it, but right now it's not very necessary. Sit is useful because you can sit and recover HP and MP faster, and take item is useful because sometimes it's quite hard to find the hitbox for the item, and it's just easier to do that. Alright, let's fight another poo-poo. So this game does use the Chinese 5 elemental system. I will talk about that later, but right now let's just, focus on doing this little quest. Don't get too caught up in fighting the poo-poos here because there's a lot of stuff you can do in the hub area of Eversun, and you might as well level up there instead. The early monsters are the right level for you to fight before you hit level 10, so it's not a big deal. Hey, here we are. We hit a level again. And let's just finish this up, and I'll talk to you about some other stuff about the game in a bit. I'm going to say this right now, it's very mean, but don't you think these GameCube era trees look just about right for the new Pokemon games? I'm sorry, I really don't want to hate on Pokemon, but it's just something I've been thinking so much while I play this game. Alright, so we have 5, so I can go back. I said I don't want to over level here. You can get really high level here, and I don't really want to do that. Wait, you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to walk around this area a little bit just to show you the beginner village, because you don't really ever go there again. It's very simple, but it's pretty still. You can see the clouds in particular are done with a really nice painterly style, very flowy and attractive. And now the weather changes. The game has an in-game clock, which I'm going to have to look up exactly how the time runs, but it's quite fast. You'll run through a game day in a few hours in real life, so it is a decent little system. And I think the trees look quite nice for this era of gaming. So I did put the HUD down here because you have a nice field of view here, which especially in the big cities and the fancier areas you want to see. So this is just a little field, and there's some trees and some poo-poos. It's nothing too fancy, but I thought I'd just quickly look at it because we're not really ever going to come back to the beginner village. We're very close to getting out of it altogether. I think there's one more little mini quest we have to do, and then we leave the beginner village for good. I know it's kind of silly to be like, let's explore the beginner village, but as said, we're not going to come back here, so we might as well. A major goal of mine in recording this as a Let's Play was that I love this game, and it's an MMO. It's already a miracle that the servers are still up in 2022, and I don't want to take that for granted. I want to record my gameplay and have a lot of fun with it, and it'll sort of stand for posterity. It's also part of the reason why I made the music a little louder than you often hear in Let's Plays. It has a really beautiful soundtrack, and I want you to be able to hear it and appreciate it. Alright, this is all some extra stuff I will talk about later. For now, I need to talk to our friend Grandpa White. All right, what do you have to say to me, sir? I did go get the poo-poo buttons for you. Have you finished your challenge? All right, hand over the items. I don't have questions to ask because I can tell you this stuff better. Good kid. I can see you've really been working hard. So let's see, I get slippers, cloth cap, so that's just more in equipment, and vitamin A pills, those are healing pills. It wasn't my imagination then. You really are different from the others. You laugh when you want to and jump around when you feel like it. You're very expressive with your face and body. You might not know this, but the Sylphs are proud and avoid contact with others. This means that from an early age they are not good at expressing their emotions. Not only do they lack any will to cooperate, they have even forgotten how to love. Fearing this serious emotional flaw would lead to their downfall, our ancestors sought permission from the gods to learn about emotion and desires here in the mortal world. However, it's easier said than done. Even my daughter, who liked to smile and love as a child, grew up to be so cold and insensitive over the years. Let's not talk about it anymore. I will get a tailor from the village to make you some clothes. Go find my daughter, Jody White, and she will take you to the tailor. Alright, here's Jody White. Woodstock is the tailor, right? Oh dear, nil? That might be a little glitch. Why don't you go and have a look around in the West, see if you can find out for yourself. You should also be able to deal with something this trivial on your own. You don't always need to rely on others for everything, you know. Oh, so this is actually a different quest to the one you get in the human village. What I might consider doing at some point is making another account and doing the other characters. I already finished with Mian Mian, I can't go back to beginner village. As Mian Mian, as the human, what you do is, in the human village, they want you to get items to help you create a barrier to protect the village from Yaoguai. And here, it looks like we have a different quest. So I need to find Woodstock over here. Let's use that auto walk function. Alright, one thing I completely forgot to mention in the intro is that Dream of Mirror Online is actually part of a really long series of Chinese fantasy video games made by Softstar, and this one in particular is a sort of spin-off MMO. The original title is quite long. It's Fei Tian Li Xian Xuan Yuan Jian Wang Lu Ban Al Dai, which translates to Flying Adventures Xuan Yuan Sword Online version 2. Xuan Yuan Jian, Xuan Yuan Sword, is the name of the series. Unfortunately, I don't know that any other games have been translated into English. If I'm wrong, please correct me. I can go look it up. I do know that there was an anime of it made in 2013. I have not watched it yet, but I plan on it. It was actually made by a Japanese studio. This was a little bit before you really started seeing a lot of Chinese anime studios cropping up, so I guess that was kind of the best option at the time. And yeah, that's an interesting thing to look up. But anyway, for now, let us talk to Woodstock. I love the floating. I love the floating and the floaty sleeves. Yeah, I could just put the camera in a little closer here for now. All right. You want me to make you some clothes? Sure, I'll help you. But you do know that as well as putting on equipment, you can also strengthen yourself by allocating attribute points, don't you? You know what? I know, and I can explain it better than him, but I will tell you, give his little explanation. No worries, I'll teach you once, and that should be all that you'd need to know. Every time you go up a level, you gain free attribute points. You can use them to decide how your character develops. There are 6 attributes to choose from. Strength affects physical attack power, physique affects HP, wisdom affects magical attack power, agility affects evasion, dexterity affects accuracy, and defense didn't show up there. Defense. If you put all your points into strength, your character will have a much higher physical attack power. But the other attributes without extra points will be relatively weaker. As a commoner, there's nothing to worry about until you reach level 10. You just need to put all your points into strength. Come back when you have allocated your points. Oh no, he's going to make me do that. Oh, by the way, attribute points are calculated separately for each job, so there's no need to worry about that. If you are not yet level 15 and you don't like how you have assigned your attribute points, then there is a reset master who can reset your points in the village. So don't worry too much, just assign the points the way you think is right for the moment. Alright, so I will quickly look at my character's info here and talk about this. That is a simplistic explanation. Obviously, it's the beginning of the game, but this actually affects more stuff than that. You can see that physique actually affects maximum HP, HP recovery, defense, magic defense, block rate, and physical attack. Wisdom is MP, MP recovery, magic attack, magic defense, attack. Agility is evasion, magic speed. It decreases the cooling time on your moves. You have special moves which have a cooldown period, and if you put a lot of points into agility, you can drastically cut that cooldown time. Not as good as 50%, but it's approaching that. Dexterity is your accuracy, magic attack, magic accuracy, and critical hit rate. It also can increase your attack. And durability is your defense and attack. And every job gets different benefits from putting points into these stats. Now, Commoner is sort of a jack of all trades, not very good at any one thing kind of job. Your base for power is 6, as you can see, and everything else is 5. If you put points into power, then you get 2 extra attack points, extra attack stats. Physique, you'll get 6 HP, and so physique will give you 6 HP, 1.2 attack, 0.4 defense, 0.1 magic defense. Wisdom will give you 1.8 MP, 0.9 attack, 0.5 magic attack, 0.3 magic defense. Agility, 0.8 attack. You know what? I'm babbling. I will actually put a screen cap of this up from the DOMO wiki. There is a wiki for DOMO which is very extensive in its information about how to build characters and all of the different stuff in the game, like the enemies and items. It's very useful. I will link it in the comments. I'll make a pinned comment with some extra info on the game, and you can find it there. But basically, for certain jobs, you'll have stats which are completely useless to put points into because they do almost nothing for you. Whereas some point stats are really good to put stuff into. So for example, as a commoner, if you put points into durability, you get 1.2 attack and 1.0 defense. That's not bad. You actually get physical attack even if you put points in wisdom. That's another example. Now, one thing I find is that you may want to put points into commoner based on what job you are going to sub out. You have a whole bunch of job skills. You can see here, these are secondary jobs. You can put the skills from other jobs into commoner and just have a huge amount to work with here. So if you're going to be subbing out a magic job, you might want to put a lot of points into wisdom. If you're going to be subbing out a more physically based job, you'll probably want to put a lot of points into power. And I think the 2 stats which everyone should get to a certain base level are agility and dexterity. You want lower cooldown time, you want higher evasion so enemies don't hit you so much, and you very much want to have accuracy on your moves because if you neglect dexterity, you'll find that none of your moves hit, and that's obviously really frustrating. So at the moment, I have 9 points. I think I am going to put, definitely, as I've said, I'm going to put a lot of points into agility. You get a bit of attack out of it, and you get a lot of evasion. I think for a commoner, which is just not very strong, agility is worth putting some points into. And I'm going to put a bit into dexterity so that my accuracy is better. And, oh, this is tough. Physique or wisdom? I do feel like I'm going to be doing a lot of jobs which are magic. There are a lot of jobs which are hard hitters that are magic based. One other thing, I know I'm giving you a lot of information. I'm sorry. It's a very dense, detailed game. Commoners have one weapon they can use, which is the baton, and that is 100% proficiency. I'll also show you a chart here. I'll put the image up. The proficiency in weapons is something which each job has at a different level. Commoner, though, is unique because it has 100% proficiency in its own weapon, the baton, and then 70% proficiency in every other job. So you're a jack of all trades, master of none. So you can choose what sub jobs to sub as commoner. You might want to sub a magic using job or a more physical job using a sword. So what points you put in is going to be dependent on that. I would say that, honestly, all of your stats are pretty much equal. It's not really, it's really just what you want out of it. I feel like MP is good, though. I'm going to put some points into MP and a few points into physique. It's the jack of all trades job. Now, as far as the job skills, I will be talking about this later. None of these are attack skills, though. Commoners are all about crafting and collecting items, so I will talk about that more later, but at the moment, I would say do not put points into any of this. You want to save those points until you understand the crafting system a little bit better and you know what you need. All right, now Woodstock will talk to me. And I'm sorry this is going to be such an insanely detailed, dense first episode, but that's kind of what happens with these types of games. They're insanely detailed. In fact, I'm curious. Oh, this is only 24 minutes so far, not counting the intro video. All right, you want me to make you some clothes? Sure, I'll help you. But you do know that as well as putting on equipment, you can also strengthen yourself by allocating attribute points. Yes, I do know, and I did it. Oh, well, that's very good. Then I will make you a set of clothes that will fit you perfectly. Oh dear, I haven't got enough materials on me. I'm afraid you'll have to find me some first. Just head towards the southeast of the village, and when you're outside, you'll see a type of monster called flying poo-poo. Their poo-poo wings is good material for making clothes and accessories. You need to get at least 5. Watch out though. These monsters are slightly stronger than the ones you fought before, so be careful when you approach them. If you happen to die, click on Return to Revival Point and you will return to the village. Fortunately, you are under level 10 and therefore you won't suffer a penalty if you die. The penalty is that you lose a certain percentage of experience points. It's nothing too high, so it's not that big a deal, but yeah. Go now and bring back lots of them. Alright, so here he also gave me the boots, shoes. You can't actually see them on the Sylph because as much... Actually no, it's the gloves you can't see. And here's the cap. Very cute. Look, I'm so pretty. Honestly, the default clothing as a Sylph is so pretty. I just want to be a Sylph all the time. Alright, here's the full map, and now the flying poo-poo are over here. So I'm just going to do auto walk, and here we are. The Sylphs are mainly the best job because you have beautiful flowing women's and beautiful long flowing sleeves. You see, superior job right here. Alright, so here are the flying poo-poo. They don't really fly all that much, they mostly just have little wings. You do see some actual flying poo-poo later that actually fly, but look, they're so cute. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in for a sec and you can see them a little closer up. Let me just zoom in and swivel the camera. They have really cute little blush on their cheeks and they have little extra marks and their tail is just a texture, but it's very cute. And see, they can fly a tiny bit. They're adorable, I love them. I love them a lot. There actually is a flying poo-poo plushie they made a long time ago in Taiwan that I think it's probably very hard to get a hold of nowadays, unless you can shop on the internet in Chinese. Alright, this one is level 5, so I said it is tougher, but it's not that bad, and it has no elemental attributes. But it's not difficult, especially since I upped my evasion a bit. Here we are, and I leveled up again. Alright, so while we fight, I will tell you about something else. This is a combo bonus. This you get from hitting the enemy, and as you do that, you can then get a super combo. The gem colors move in a rotation, and you need to create certain combinations in order to get combos. Is this too boring to talk about right now? But you're going to be using it a lot as a commoner because you don't have any special attacks. So they go in this configuration. With G, it goes G-R-B-Y, which I always tell myself as Gerby. Then R is R-G-Y-B, which is like RGB but with a Y smooshed in. With B, it's B-Y-G-R, like bigger. And then the final one is starting with Y, which is Y-B-R-G. I will put that up on the screen. And it's something that just takes a while to memorize. I would first recommend just doing one which you find easier to remember, starting with that, and then you can start adding more. So here, I was able to use it. You can just hit Control W in order to use it. You don't have to hit the physical button. So there we are. I have a few more poo wings. I just need 2 more. This first part is very easy. And I know I'm babbling a lot about the mechanics of the game. It's a very in-depth game. I mean, obviously, a lot of video games and RPGs are very in-depth, and I do feel like this game was designed to keep you playing for as long as humanly possible. So there's a lot to cover, and I'm trying to figure out how to do it in a way that is not too intensive, but I'll probably sometimes overload you a little bit, sorry. I am trying not to be too extreme. So that was all of the poo-poo wings I need. I only needed 5, and I said I don't want to overlevel. Alright, I might as well put some more points in. I'm going for something a little bit more balanced. Now I'm going to put more into agility because I think the evasion is going to be really good, especially since the commoner is not really the biggest heavy hitter, doesn't have the best defense. So just having everything miss you is great. All right, now we're sort of at like sunset evening in game. It's very pretty. Let me just pan up a little bit. Isn't that pretty? Of course, then you can see me a bit, but there are different camera modes, but this is the best one. And I know I was saying I need to give you less tutorial stuff, but very quickly, I will say there are a lot of options here, and most of these I'll talk about later. But one thing I will talk about right now is that controls here. This is ASWD movement. It is automatically turned on when you start playing the game. I recommend not using it because it actually interferes with both using the chat box, and also when you have it turned off, you can just move using your arrow keys. Or you can hit a point on the map and auto walk with your cursor. Or you can hit a point on the big map and auto walk. But I think that's more useful. And as a result, I do think that you should just turn off AWSD. It makes it a little difficult to actually do a lot of things in the game. This is so useful. I love the auto walk. It's the best feature ever. It's great. Although in some narrow areas you do get stuck on the wall or something. But it's a very good feature. And here, reading the camera. Unfortunately, as I said, the camera is not perfect, but I will show you the other camera modes besides freedom. I find that you don't have a good field of view of the sky here. I'm not the biggest fan of it. Same with mode 2. And I prefer to be able to adjust the camera so that I can see more of my peripheral like this. Although it is a little jarring to adjust the camera so much in video. Maybe I will choose one of the modes, but anyway, get back to this. I can babble so much. Have you got the poo-poo wings I need? Alright, hand them over. Here we are. This is just about enough to make the clothes. Hand them over. Ta-da! Am I a dab hand at this or what? Everyone in the village loves my handiwork. When Jodie was small, she used to hassle me all the time, begging me to make her dresses. Then everything changed. And Jodie is... Oh, Jodie is Grandpa White's only daughter. We grew up together. Now you mention her, I really miss her smile. If only I could see it once more. Is there something I can help you with? Oh, you want to help me? Thank you, my friend. Since she was small, Jodie has always been fond of a flower that grows near the sea, called a smiley. However, the blossom beast has started lurking around there, so we've all been banned from that area. Let's go down there together. Maybe the blossom beast will be off somewhere else. It's too dangerous. If you're afraid, then I'll go by myself. Okay, but promise me, if a blossom beast appears, you will run away immediately. That's fine by me. I'll go there first, then, and you join me there soon. Oh dear. I have some slightly ominous feeling that this isn't going to go so well. Well, before that, the tunic is honestly the same as similar to the beginner's coat. It just has slightly more defense, barely. Whatever. Alright, this is very ominous. I am a little bit concerned that he might get himself killed. And where do we need to go? Out here. Oh dear. They wouldn't kill someone at the beginning of the game, would they? I don't know. It's been way too long since I last played when I was young and I played as a Sylph and did all of this. I don't remember. I'm a little bit worried that he's going to get himself killed. Here we are. Here's the flower. Here's Woodstock. Oh dear. This is Smiley. What a beautiful flower. Yes, Jodie used to love this flower. Just seeing it would make her smile. You said she used to. What's different now? As Jodie has grown up, she's been more and more serious. Even so, she still grins whenever she sees Smiley. But now the Blossom Beast's shown up, so we can't come here to pick the flowers anymore. I thought if Jodie could see Smiley all the time, maybe she won't be so serious. Someone's here to steal the flowers again. Don't worry so much, it's not your fault. If it's not your fault, then it's my fault, is it? Oh dear, no, this is my fault. That's right. I should go into training in order to defeat the Blossom Beast, then I could pick the flowers and give them to Jodie. You think too much. You think too much? I'm actually quite strong. Oh dear. Watch out. Oh no. So weak. That's no fun at all. How dare you, Blossom Beast, sneaking up and attacking us like that? How dare someone call out my name? I'll show them. Rawr! What? Ouch, it hurts. This person isn't messing around. Damn, I'd better run. I'll remember this, you'll pay. So he did get hurt. Oh no, is he dead? Are you okay? Ugh, Jody? Oh no, he's hallucinating. Maybe the flowers are poisonous. Jody, I've picked the flower. What to do? Better hurry back and get Grandpa White. I do have a healing pill. I could do the healing pill? No? Okay, fine. Oh my goodness, Woodstock. Why? Also, his name is not Woodstock. I wonder what his name originally is. I feel like a lot of the names are weird references. Some of which I probably don't even get. So let's hope that he doesn't die. I don't remember how this goes. I'd rather not have someone die at the very beginning of the game. You know what? I'm going to call Grandpa White Lullaby, which means like old white. That's a thing you do. Just like Lao and someone's name. Lao means old. Okay, Lullaby, come on, help, help, help. Grandpa, something terrible has happened. What is it? Calm down, try to make some sense. Woodstock was attacked by the Blossom Beast. He's over near the sea right now. Oh no, come with me. We need to go and find him right away. Hold on, you'd better go and look after Woodstock first. I have to take Jody with me. Okay, again. I wish I could float faster, but I can't. So the village design is actually the same. If you're in the human village, the little shrine here is the same design, but the quest actually involves it and not the flowers. There you can see the temple, shrine, whatever. Alright, let's see if he manages to not die. That would be nice. Why couldn't I give him my pill? I don't need those. Wait, they told me to go to Woodstock. Nothing's happening? Did I do something wrong? I totally did something wrong. Okay, give me a sec. Maybe if I click on him? Oh, there we are. There's how you do the cutscene. I feel so silly. Woodstock, wake up. It's me. Ugh, Grandpa White. Jody. Jody, come quick. It looks like Woodstock's not going to make it. Everyone dies sooner or later. Why are you making such a fuss, Dad? You're beyond hope. Grandpa White, don't blame Jody. I was being foolish. Oh, the flower, right. I still have it in my hand. Jody, look, it's Smiley, your favorite. You risked going to the port just to pick a flower for me? I don't understand. Why were you so foolish? Please smile for me, Jody. There's nothing I love more than your beautiful smile. Why? I didn't even realize. I'm crying. Don't cry, Jody. This is Smiley. You should smile. I hope you will always smile. Woodstock! Woodstock! Is it really worth such a heavy price to learn to be more emotional? Maybe this is punishment for abandoning our emotions. Child, go now. Grandpa, you are a special child. I believe you can find the way for yourself. Yes. Go now. The gods will bless you. Well, I wasn't expecting that. I really wasn't. That's awful. I can't believe it. Well, I'm sorry. I did not expect to have someone die in the first episode. Okay. Well, here's the Chasm King again. Hello, sir. He shows up a lot. I'll tell you right now, he's very lonely and he really loves showing up to give you tutorials because he is lonely and it's his excuse to talk to you, and I feel a bit down now. I can't believe someone dies in the beginner village if you're a Sylph. That's so sad. Here we are. Hello, sir. Come, Lynn, you're back. which means you must have completed your mission. After that experience, I think you're probably ready to find out a little more about yourself. And you can also learn a little about how this world is changing. Before you enter the main world, I have something for you. This is called a level 10 monster trapping mirror. It can be used to trap monsters that can be used to help you later on. The number after the level 10 monster trapping mirror represents the monster level of the monsters it can trap. To trap a monster, you must attack and injure it without defeating it. Then you get out the monster trapping mirror and target the monster you have injured. If your attempt is successful, the monster will turn into an exploiter and appear in your backpack. The monster trapping mirror will then disappear, however it won't disappear if the attempt fails. You can use the exploiter to summon your trapped monster to help you in a fight later on. However, it will disappear if you move to another map. There are two things to remember when you use this item. The lower the HP of the monster being trapped, the more likely it is that the attempt will succeed. When the monster is of a lower level than the player, the attempt also has a greater chance of success. There's only so much you can learn in the classroom. It's time to put theory into practice. I will summon a flying poo-poo, trap it, and bring me the exploiter when you're done. I will give you a reward. Alright, well, let me get the monster trapping mirror onto my hotkeys so that I can use it more quickly. And he's going to summon a flying poo-poo. Here it is. Hello! Alright, so I'm not sure if this is the rule of thumb, but I think that the HP needs to be below half. Might be wrong about that, but I think that will do the trick. Very good. I'll give you 5 more monster trapping mirrors. They might come in handy. You can now set off to Eversun City and start your adventure. I will come back and talk to you from time to time when you have developed a little further. I can give you guidance and assistance. You can use the Eversun guide located in the west of the village to teleport to the Eversun City. After leaving the village, it's best to listen to Eversun Guide's instructions. This always makes for a smoother journey. Lastly, here is a revival point portal penny for you. In times of need, double-click on it and you will be teleported back to your revival point. You can use it every 30 minutes. It can be used anywhere apart from in special areas. That is the best item in the game, quite frankly, because you can always teleport back to the hub city. I always just put it right here in my inventory and here we are. This way, if you get into a spot of trouble, you can actually just use it and be safe. I accidentally sat down. Alright, so now I can talk to the Eversun guide. I think it's this girl over here. She will teleport me to Eversun, the hub city. And that's it. I'm still shocked at how sad that was. Hello, I can teleport you to the bustling metropolis of Eversun City if you so desire. Yes, please. You can reach Eversun City through the summoning pool. You won't be able to come back here again after leaving. You'll be on your own. Alright. This is the summoning pool, and you can actually, I think, talk to some people in the summoning pool, but I'm not gonna do that right now. It's fine. For instance here, King Colette is a character you need to talk to, but not now. I have not chosen. When you talk to King Colette, they will ask you about the mirror quest, which is the main quest storyline in the game, which is honestly very optional. You don't really have to do it, but I'm going to do it to record it. And you choose one of 2 paths. So I'm going to wait and do it separately as Mian Mian and as Kamlin in different episodes and show you what the mirror quests look like. We go for here, and we will get to Eversun. Right now, while you're at a low level in Eversun, the broadcast channels where people chat are not open. It's something that unlocks a bit later in the game. I think when you hit level 15. So for now, we're in Eversun. It's a very pretty city, and it has very nice music, but we need to talk to the Eversun guide. Kamlin, how are you? I am Eversun Guide. Welcome to Eversun City. Eversun City is really a very nice place. You can relax, look around, and carry out missions here. And remember not to go too far from the city. There's been some trouble out there lately. I have a few things I'd like you to help me with. Help me accomplish them, and I will give you some useful weapons or experience for each one. However, you can only do one mission at a time. When you have accomplished all the tasks, I will give you a special reward. Alright? The very first one is the Eversun guided tour, and you know what? It's actually really well developed. It's a tour of all of the most important locations in the city and all the characters. And again, it's actually really well done. They even set it so that you move in a cycle through the city instead of having to constantly go back and forth. So I will do that, and I'll give you a little more information beyond what's already in the tour. I think that will be probably the last thing we do this episode before we move on to the next. I know it's so long and I'm not even going to get a job for probably until episode 3, but it's fine. This is a really detailed game. There is a lot to go over. I've probably forgotten things I wanted to talk about just because there's so much to do. But we'll get there. I feel like by the time we've hit episode 10, we'll be in a really good stride and I'll have really gone over the basics of the game mechanics. But for now, we definitely have to do some of the introductory stuff. So here's the Eversun guided tour. It'd do well for you to meet some of the important folk around town. Go and say hello. It'll be good for you. The name of the mission I'm giving you is called Eversun Guided Tour. You'll have to meet all 9 people in the mission. First, you should go to the arms dealership and look for Melvin the Supersmith Marshal. If you forget who you should be going to meet at any point, press Ctrl-C on your keyboard and check the entry in your mission journal. If you don't know where the arms dealership is, press Ctrl-M on your keyboard. The map will appear with the arms dealership clearly marked. After you have completed this mission, I will reward you with some experience points. Alright, here we are. That's another guy who gives us quests. We can talk to him later. And this is the arms dealership right over here. And I will explain, this little stall is by a user. Users can sell items, so that will come up more later. Right now I have no money, so it's useless. And the recycling brother is just someone you can sell your items to. Here we are, Melvin the Supersmith Marshal. You can see some gin, which the game is named for, and then these are dal, which is more of a saber, a very heavy blade. And here we are. Oh, you must be Cumlin. Good to meet you. I can provide you with all the weapons you'll need to start out. You're always welcome here. I'm the first person you need to find on your Eversun guided tour. The next person to go and see is Sean Brown at the Ironmongers. Do you want to see the merchandise first? Let's just quickly look at it. I'll just show you. Obviously, we can't use any of this. Iron arrows are used with the bow and arrow for the hunter job. Bolt from the blouse is used with a specific ability that thieves have. When you just use it and, you throw an arrow from your sleeve. A bag of ash is another thief ability. It's specific to the thief job, but can be subbed to other jobs, just like bolt from the blouse. It will throw a bag of ash in the enemy's face and lower its accuracy. The swords, the gen, are for fencers, and you can see a whole bunch of different types of weapons like swords, wands, syringes. I know that's really weird for doctors, and fans, instruments, etc. I'll talk more about these later. But you can get the feel that we right now are way too poor to do any of this stuff. But monsters drop a lot of items, so it won't be a problem. Here we are. We now need to go to the Ironmongers, and we can talk to the person there. There are a lot of features in the game, and there are certain things I'm just going to earmark and say, we'll talk about this later, it's not important. But for now, let's talk to the Ironmongers. I heard there was another new face in town. That must be you. You're Cumlin, right? You can get your equipment fixed and your collected items refined here at Ironmongers. These are both essential services, of course. Oh no, the camera! Come to me when you need to refine collected items. You want equipment repaired? You've come to the right place. There are only 7 people left on the list of people you need to find on your guided tour. The next place to go is the drugstore to find Eugene Marshall. Okay, here, let's try to look here a little more nicely. Yeah, I feel like the closer camera is probably better in this area. Here we are. It's just a tight area, so the camera struggles a little bit. I will, very basically, I'll talk about it more in the next episode. Refining is when you collect items to craft with, and you need to refine them, and then those refined items you can use to make weapons and armor, and also medicine. So it's a really good skill, and that's actually the commoner skills. You level them up. I will explain more about that later, though. But that's why I said don't put points into any of your commoner skills yet. Put a pin in it. Once you know what they are and what you like, then you'll know what to put points into. Because skill points are always an issue in this game. There's so many good skills, and figuring out what to put points into is difficult. All right, here is the drugstore, and someone is selling stuff. Hi, Cumlin, how are you? You're looking well. I sell all sorts of health-related stuff here. I also sell specialty supplies for some professions. You should make good use of this place. There are only 6 people left on the list of people you need to find on your Eversun guided tour. Next, go to the bank and look for Mr. Marshall the banker. And I guess we can look at the merchandise. I'll just show you very quickly. Let's see, the frog is used by doctors. And they're used for a lot of healing things and stat boosting. Scrolls, I'm probably going to constantly call them talismans because that's what in modern English translations of Chinese stories they're usually called. You use them to cast spells. And here is the vitamin A pill, the lowest pill. Here is a higher level pill, which is level 10, recovers 150 HP. Vitamin C pill, level 20, and then in other cities which are in higher level areas, you can also get stronger medicine than this. This recovers MP. The Soul Trapper Scroll is something which you're not really going to need yet. It's much later in the game. I will talk about it later. It's kind of like the concept of... I apologize, I nearly hiccuped. This is sort of like the concept of like the Paper Man or the Shikigami. The Japanese name for it is Shikigami. You've probably seen it in some anime. You're able to use it to trap the soul of a monster in it. It's different to the monster trapping mirror. You also need a special item for it, so later in the game. And the voodoo poison bugs are for another job, witch doctors use it. So we will talk more about that when I do that job. I have a tentative goal of getting each job to level 40 in this game, in this Let's Play, because every single job has life quests, and the life quests have a little bit of a plot. So it's nothing super detailed, but I'd like to record all of those plots. And here we are. The bank is very busy. I need to talk to Mr. Marshall, the banker. Hello, sir. Welcome, come in. This is the place for storing items. When your backpack is full, you can store your items here. Our bank will keep your belongings safe. Only 5 people are left on your Eversun guided tour. Next, go and find Ethan Marshall at the Outfitters. Would you like to give it a try first? Okay. Well, you need to choose a pin. I would highly recommend choosing something both extremely obvious and also write it down just to be sure, because apparently the only way to reset it is to contact Suba Games over it, which is kind of ridiculous. So make it really, 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 really easy. I'm probably just going to do just one number. It doesn't matter, like no one else can access it, but it's the best way to make sure I remember it. And I'm going to write it down because it's different to my other character. Here we are. Now I remember. And here I don't have enough stuff that I need to be putting anything in the bank just yet, so whatever. And you can also deposit gold in the bank. There we are. All right, the next person I need to talk to, I forgot. All right, Eversun guided tour, I need to talk to Ethan Marshall at the Outfitter. And it is indeed the next building over, right over there. You see what I mean? I've seen some games where you get stuff like this and you were constantly going back and forth all the way across town. This is perfect. Up next, we're probably going to go to that next building. It's great. I love it. I was really pleasantly surprised by how well designed this little quest was. Ethan Marshall, you must be Cumlin. Welcome to Eversun City. I specialize in clothing. Remember, each job wears specific types of clothing, so please check out pieces type carefully before you buy. There are only 4 more people left on the list of people you need to find on your Eversun guided tour. Now go to the boutique and look for Jensen Marshall. Oh, actually, I want to see the merchandise first. That's not the boutique, but it's not far. It's no big deal. So this is the commoner clothing, which you wear as a commoner once you get to level 10, and you also wear it for a bunch of other jobs. Now, the different armors have different stats, and they all kind of have their strengths and weaknesses. But one thing that's really great is that an ability a lot of jobs have is equip armor. You can equip the special armor for that job then to other jobs if you put that in your slot over here. And so you can choose the armor that you like best or that you think has the best stats and sub it out to other jobs. You do have to get that job to level 30 and you need to use 15 points. So you have to keep that in mind and save up for it, but it's absolutely something you can do. And I will talk more about the armor and their pros and cons in a different episode. Right now I am worried about overwhelming you with information. Alright, so we don't go there just yet, but that's okay. We may be going there last because that is the dojo where you actually go and change your job. So they may want to talk about that last. But anyway, here we are. You know what, excuse me, but I need a sip of tea. I have been talking for quite some time and I have not been having my drink. Alright, here we are. This is the boutique. the main clothing you get at the outfitters, and then the boutique has the gloves, the hat, and the shoes. Come, Lynn, you are more than welcome to browse. Take your time. I sell accessories here. They serve different functions, but they aren't as essential as armor. Have a look around. There are only 3 people left on the list of people you need to find on your Eversun guided tour. Next, go to the job seekers and find Agent Orange. I'm sorry, this font is quite small. You know, I'm actually not going to look at the merchandise yet. Here we are. All right, job seekers is right across the street. But the entrance is over here. You can see a whole bunch of people playing around in the game. This guy is going to teach us about crafting later on, probably in another episode. All right. Hello, career consultant. I will help you with all your questions about making money. Mostly kill monsters and get item drops, but anyway. All right, Agent Orange. Come, Lynn, this is Job Seekers. It's the best place for finding work. I'll recommend you some suitable work according to your status. I'll give you a copy of Mirror World Job Guide that I have made. Take a look when you have a spare moment. Only 2 people are left on your Eversun guided tour. Next, go and find the Recycling Brother near the North Gate. I already told you about the Recycling Brother. No, I'm not going to look at the job description right now. It's fine. I feel like we're already going to be getting into information overload here. We need to move on. There are so many characters. There's so much to do, but no problem. So this is a teleporting gate. The game is divided into different areas, and you need to walk through these gates in order to get to other areas. Can you imagine an open world game in 2005 on your PC? That sounds like a terrible idea. He has a quest for you and you can't do it yet, so just ignore him. I know that sounds rude, but whatever. So you were Cumlin. I thought you'd have 3 hands and 6 arms. 3 heads and 6 arms. Oh. My brothers and I buy all sorts of second-hand goods from all over the world. If you want to get rid of something, just bring it to us. Only 1 person is left on your Eversun guided tour mission. Next, go and find Banker outside the Eversun City Gate. Okay, that's actually the last thing to do. Alright, so I can go out the gate here. And this is kind of a weird little feature. It's another money-making feature, basically. Alright, this means we get our first little sneak peek before in the next part of the in the next episode of Eversun North. Here is the gate, and we... Oh, I will tell you quickly what these are, because when I first started playing again and I didn't remember, I found it confusing. These are landing pads. You fly on your sword, or any weapon in this game, and you have to land in specific landing pads, and that's what they are. There you are, now you know. Here's the banker. Hello, Cumlin, how are you? I am a merchant who specializes in coupons. You can find merchants like me in and around all the major cities. If you come across some coupons on your travels, be sure to bring them to us for exchange. Your Eversun guided tour ends here. Go back and find Eversun Guide, and he will reward you for your efforts. Alright, I'm just about to level up as soon as I do that, so I think that's probably the last thing I'm going to do in this episode. I know, I didn't do a job. It's fine. I will do the job. I will get my first job in the next episode, because I'm very close to level 10 at this point. So I'll probably be able to do the job soon. For now, though, we just need to talk to the Eversun Guide again at the south of the city, and then we're done. That will probably be the first episode before I completely blast you with way more information than you could ever want. It's a very detailed game. There's a lot of features and certain things I'm just like, nope, don't worry about that yet. Don't worry about that yet. It's a very pretty game. It has a lovely stylized art which just ages really well. A lot of 3D graphics which try too hard to be realistic age very poorly. Even when they seem really good at the time, years later you come back and say, oh, this wasn't that. This is a little rough here and there. But when it comes to these more stylized games, I mean, it's always cute. A cute art style is always cute. It doesn't age poorly. Oh, here are the little lion dogs. They're very pretty. Yes, I forgot their real name. I have too much information in my head. Eversun Guide. Alright. Cumlin, how are you? Alright, yes. This is another feature, which I'll talk about later. Ignore it. Right, this is just the same spiel as before. Alright, you have done well. You visited most of the important people in Eversun City. The guidance I can give ends here. You'll have to find out the rest for yourself from now on. It's a lot of work for you. Okay, Cousin King, hello. Come, Lynn, you will be able to change jobs soon. I have some suggestions. All missions have been completed. I'll get a special title. Alright, then when I've reached level 10, I can go to Vidoljo and find the careers advisor who'll tell me how to get a new job. You're an upstanding citizen, you know. I heard about a horrible murder at the bottom of the city's well. The watchmen need stalwart souls to go down beneath the well and help out. The mysterious elder across the street there has something important which requires the help of a trustworthy citizen. Go and talk to him if you're willing to help. Okay, those are 2 quests I can do. I will do that. And there's also, you know what, for now, I'm going to talk to the Chasm King. He gets very upset if you don't talk to him. You can find friends to form a team and attempt a small mission. There is a government official in Eversun North called the Drill Sergeant. You could help him and test your strength. We'll talk about that tomorrow, that next episode. He requires the leader of a team of 4 or more people to talk to him. Oh, never mind. The location is recorded in your journal. Good luck. I think you can actually do that at a higher level without a team, but yeah, I'm just going to ignore that for now. Yeah, I think if you're a higher level, you can do it by yourself. So I'm just going to hold off on that because I don't have anyone to play with. I'm a loser. No. Alright, so here is the next quest. We'll just pick this one up quickly. Wild Poo-Poo Rampage. The monsters outside the city have been causing serious trouble. 3 years ago, wild poo-poo began to appear in the area around Eversun City. In recent years, they've occupied the land nearby and live like kings. There's no reasoning with them. They're damaging the products the farmers have grown. The farmers have lost everything. It's a serious threat to the farmers' livelihood. There are too many of them. We must cut down their numbers. It'll let the farmers lead a normal life. Go and kill the wild poo-poos to reduce their numbers. Bring me 20 of their skulls. If you prove yourself, I will give you a special reward. Alright, I'll take on that mission. I may be a stranger, but I still have feelings. I understand the pain of the people. I will try my best to help. Alright, and you know what? I think that this is already information overload. There are actually a few quests I'd like to double up on with this one because you can do multiple quests at a time and you can meet the conditions for each quest together. But yeah, right now there is a lot of information about the game and a lot to do, and the Mysterious Elder also gives you very early level missions, so I'll talk to him. But for now, I think we need to take a break and let all of that information percolate, and next time we can really start playing the game and doing quests. I was really surprised by how sad the Sylph mission wound up being in the beginner village. In the human village, you just make a little barrier to protect the village from monsters and that's it. It's perfectly relaxing and nice. And in the Sylph mission, someone dies. Wow. Well, there you are. A surprisingly intense beginning to my Dream of Mirror online Let's Play. Well, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you join me again soon for the next episode where we're going to do some quests and hopefully get our first job, because being a commoner is a little bit boring. You want all the cool magic attacks. But for now, we need to take a break and let all that information percolate, and I will see you again next time, hopefully. Until then, bye-bye!